Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Frank and Shaq are here to answer your tweets on what was an extraordinary day of football. So much so, Shaq has really made the effort, dressed up for us. Thank you very much for that, Shaq. Let's start off with, has anyone checked in on Stevie to make sure he's okay? I did speak to him after the match.
Did you speak to him? Dan? Is he okay?
He was a few beers in and he swore a lot about the Liverpool defence.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Oh my goodness. Imagine a Stevie cam watching that. Was the Liverpool loss worse or the Manchester United loss worse? I might as well throw Leicester in the mix after their previous performance against Manchester City. Bad, worse and worst results.
I think that Leicester losing to the mighty West Ham, this is no embarrassment in that at all,
yes,
given that it was mighty West Ham.
Yep.
So that's bottom. Then between Liverpool and Man U, Liverpool loss is worse. It's way worse. It's Villa. At least Man U lost to Spurs.
Yeah.
Liverpool lost to Villa, albeit second in the table Villa, but it's Villa who just about survived the Premier League last season.
Frank, do you remember before we started this segment, we said to Shaka, try not to shout because your AirPods are quite sensitive. That takes about 10 seconds into the segment for Shaka to start shouting. Frank, which was worse, Liverpool or United?
United. Because I think if I'm Klopp, I would say to Liverpool players, guys, I feel shameful. You really put the shame on me because you're good players and you show that you can be so bad, but so bad that I just want to leave you alone and deal the next game on your own, When you are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you want something from Manchester United, meaning more quality, is different. It's more difficult. Because we all know that Liverpool side has quality. They became the Champions League champion, they became the Premier League champion, which is not the case of Man United the last 2 years, and we all know that they have defensive problems. And to resolve those problems is just changing players, which is not the case for Liverpool. Liverpool is changing mind, changing attitude, and again, as Shaka said, well done the villains. They did the job, they worked well, they played well, and they made Liverpool being average.
Dan, can you now admit that the cliche about any team being able to beat any team in the Premier League is true? What a time it was for that discussion yesterday, Frank.
Yes.
And you did send me a WhatsApp reminding me of that.
And I texted you today about that.
Yes, you did, Frank.
Again.
Yes.
Yeah, because I said, it was like 5-2 for Aston Villa, and I say, wow, that's really a cliche. Like you cannot lose you can lose about every team. Yeah, and you send me some smiles.
I did send you some smiles. Thank you for saying they were smiles. Is Jose Mourinho still considered a Finnish dinosaur compared to Klopp and Guardiola losing heavily? Shaka, you've been critical of Mourinho.
And the answer is, right now, yes. Listen, I know it's been that kind of a day, that kind of a weekend, if you want to include yesterday and City's draw. But right now, in terms of best managers in world football, Klopp and Guardiola are still some way above Jose Mourinho. He's had a good day. We can enjoy it and sing his praises, but it's one good day. It takes a whole lot more to
Shaka.
really change everybody's mind.
Shaka, it's like at the end of the first Back to the Future, when they put to be continued. That's what it is, to be continued. And we'll see.
But in his defence, after the Everton game, Frank, you were banging on about body language and how this team just looked completely out of it. You judge him on that game, yet you're not allowed to judge him on this game?
No, because I judge him of what happened last season as well, and I know Jose since he came to Chelsea in 2003. So I know that something has changed in his attitude, in the way of seeing football. And what I saw last season was, the final for me, terms of my blind love for Jose Mourinho. What I saw today is a fantastic, game from Spurs. But was it what he said to the players before tactically? What he asked to the players tactically? I mean, he was lucky. It was 2-1, so they came back after losing 1-0. But after, there was just the red card. So
no, that's true. But they beat Chelsea
the same
in the
result.
week. Beat your boys in the week, didn't they, as well?
On penalties.
Oh, still one.
Yeah, on penalties.
Your
The
Mourinho
truth,
hatred is extraordinary.
No, but the truth of a day, and the uncertainty of football cannot make you having statements right away after a game and change your mind about somebody, and especially a coach after a day. I mean, it's impossible.
Here we go. It's a good question. Go into the vaults. What was the most memorable match where you had to just move on and pretend it didn't happen afterwards? Does that really work? Shaka?
I had a memorable 2 matches. I think we played away to Blackburn and then away to Everton. And I can't remember how it went. I think it was 5 against Blackburn and then 7 against Everton. And what are you going to do? You just have to take it on the chin and move on, as the cliche says, as the question says. That was memorable for a lot of wrong reasons.
Frank, can you move on though, psychologically?
It's hard. You have a bad night, and you have to use that. I mean, the game, and you sent me the video, the game that I had against Xhaka, with Craig Burley scored, for Chelsea, but we lost, I think, 2-1, and I had an awful day, giving the 2 assists to the Newcastle players, and that was really my day. I mean, you go back home and you say, oh my God, I was the worst player on earth. But you have to use that, as for your pride, for your ego, to question it and to make sure you're not going to do the thing the day after. We played against Manchester United at home with Chelsea. After an hour, we are losing 5-0. Wow. We came back to 5-3, then we hit the crossbar, but we lost. Yeah. It was a shame, at Stamford Bridge losing. The year after, they came and we won 5-0. We all remember the disgrace that we received a year ago. Right. So that can be useful as well.
Frank, does it make a difference it's international break now? Will that help or hinder them? Because I imagine you want to get back on the pitch, don't you? To kind of regroup, to get everything back on track. But there's this kind of weird 2-week break now.
It's not suitable for the players. I'm sure they wish to have another game within 3 days to erase what they had. And now they have to go there, they have to pretend that they forget. I mean, imagine Pogba, all the Manchester United players and Liverpool players going with the national team, meeting, for Trent Alexander-Grealish within 2 days, and not talking about that game because it's gonna be a fight, and some others, and that's gonna be a problem. So you have to wait 15 days to have a chance to forget about it with your club.
Frank, on that point, how does that dynamic work? You mentioned Grealish and Alexander-Arnold. I'm sure you must have met up with international teammates after you won or you lost. Is there a line that you don't cross, or how do you work that?
I think it's up to Southgate to shut down the problem. So maybe problem. I mean, he has to go to Grealish.
Grown men. Surely you could deal with it yourself, guy. You don't need dad to do
it. No. I tell you, Dan, I'm pretty sure that Southgate or Deschamps will go straight to Grealish, will say, you know what? You don't go to Trent Alexander to talk about that. We have a game together. He's your partner today. You don't put him down.
Oh, they're not kids, Frank.
No, they're kids. They're kids. They're what, 20 years old?
Yeah,
they're
you're
kids.
a man.
I tell you, they're kids. I was a man, but they're kids.
I had many children by that age.
I mean, we were another generation. At my time, Deschamps would have come to me and said, wow, we killed you, my man. That was so funny to see. That's a different generation. I mean, you don't know.
Is that not patronising? That's patronising
to
this generation, isn't it? To think that they can't shoulder the responsibility, that they can't laugh at themselves?
Well, I will be the coach. I will be the England national team coach. I will go to Grealish and say, please, we have a game. We have 2 important games. So can you forget about your fantastic win and don't go to Trent to tease him? Please, is it possible? And see. And go to Trent. Trent, please, forget about it. I talked to Grealish. Grealish won't talk about it if you don't want to talk about it. But imagine Trent Alexander doesn't accept, the teasing of Grealish, and they start fighting. What are you gonna do? Gonna kick them out because you didn't want to interfere because they are grown men? No. You
I disagree.
Anticipate.
I think
maybe
grown men is a bit of banter. Bad results are quickly forgotten. When you're playing in this league, when you play in this level, you take your bad results and your good ones on as even keel as possible. Yes, Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to have a sleepless night. Yes, Jack Grealish is going to have a sleepless night for very different reasons, but it's quickly forgotten, and it'll be banter in the dressing room, it'll be banter over the dinner table. I don't see that as being an issue at all.
I want to ask you about your sleepless night.
You are perfect people. You are 2 perfect people with no ego. You're not narcissistic at all,
Yeah. No, we're not
but
French.
some players are. That's true. That's a good reason. That's true.
Ah, dear. Okay, final point. Who is a better keeper in the current form? Ready? Frank, this is you.
Yeah,
Adrian, De Gea, Kepa, or Xhaka Hislop?
Shaka. Come back, Shaka.
Let me just say in my own defense, that first goal that Adrian conceded,
yes.
I would not have.
No, you would have,
because the ball was
Yep.
going to be nowhere close. As was 2 of the goals that Kepa conceded recently. I can't remember when it was because
Yes.
it was so long ago. I don't concede those kinds of goals.
Right.
No, you might shoot from 40 or 50 yards and it trickled through my legs, but you won't catch me passing the ball out the back. That won't be happening.
There you are, Xhaka number 1. That is it then. Thank you very much, everyone. We will be back tomorrow for more reaction to an extraordinary weekend. I think Stevie might be here tomorrow, full of shepherd's pie and beer.
Maybe.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.